Hey gang, I hope you can hear me with this microphone on. I'm in a nightclub and I wanted to do part 2 of my Vegas vacation video. And I probably should have situated myself first, but part 2 is going to be the shows. So these are the shows I saw when I was in Vegas. And I'm looking at myself now. This is going to be, everything's going to be reversed. I'm looking but I can see myself in the mirror, and I know that it's in the screen, and I know that it's way too windy outside. So on day 1 of the trip, where we ate at Emerald's, after that we didn't have a show planned because I didn't want to buy show tickets in case our airplane was delayed. So I figured I wouldn't have show tickets for that night, and we would just wing it. So we went to Fremont Street, the Fremont Street experience that night. And right now, or the week we were there at least, Vegas was pretty dead. A couple of shows had just ended, a couple of big shows had just ended, and a lot of people were not in town, and COVID has taken its toll on that town. So the Fremont Street experience was just not what I had remembered. It wasn't much fun, and we left there and went to another. I think we went over to the Cosmopolitan and tried to entertain ourselves over there at one of the bars and meet some people and just have a good time. But it was pretty much uneventful. So day 2 or night 2, after we ate at Hell's Kitchen, we went to see Absinthe. Now, Absinthe is a very raunchy, very raucous, very interesting show. It has acrobatics, and it has talented jugglers and comedians and things like that. But it's not for everyone. But it's very racy, and I thought the first time I'd seen it, it was very funny, and I had heard that they changed things up. So I took my friend to see it again, and the second time it was kind of flat for me. She had a good time. She thought it was great, but basically it wasn't changed up enough for me. So it just seemed kind of boring. But if you've never seen the show before, and you have a good sense of humor and a very thick skin, Absinthe is probably one of the best shows on the Strip. Day 3 was the incomparable Carlos Santana at the House of Blues at Mandalay Bay. And we were very fortunate to see this man perform. He's a bucket list. He's on my bucket list. Somebody I always wanted to see, but never had the opportunity to do it. And as luck would have it, this was his first show after recovering from an unscheduled heart surgery, is the way they put it, in December. So there was a lot of gratitude expressed by Mr. Santana at the show, and he was very happy to be alive, and he wanted everybody to know how happy he was that we were there. And so it was a really cool experience for me to see him play. And he does a lot of compilation music where he has other singers come in, big name singers come in and sing for him. Well, he had a couple of singers. They were great, and they performed the songs, his most popular songs that he had done with other singers. They performed them very well, and it was nothing was lost in the experience. And of course, in between songs, he would talk about how no matter how popular you are, how famous you are, how much money you have, you can't buy another 5 seconds of your life when the time comes. So it it was a moving experience, and it was great to see this guy perform. And if anybody's Facebook friends with me, you're going to see the videos I posted on Facebook of some of his performances, and it was just a good time. Can't beat it. I would recommend if you want to see Carlos Santana. I mean, I don't know what his health is like today, but I know after people have a lot of unscheduled heart surgeries and things like that, they don't hang around a whole lot longer. If you want to see him, you might want to go ahead and get those tickets. Day 4 was zombie burlesque at the Miracle Mile shops on the Strip next to the Paris Hotel. Right outside the Miracle Mile shops is Sammy Hager's Cabo Wabo Cantina with an outdoor patio venue, as well as indoor dining, and that's a really cool bar to hang out at. But Zombie Burlesque is a funny show about the premise is that after nuclear testing in Nevada in the 50s, a lot of zombies were created, and they kind of took over Las Vegas. And so it was agreed upon by the zombies and the United States government that Las Vegas would be the hospitality city, and the zombies would take care of people, and in return for being fed dead bodies that for wherever we got dead bodies, we would feed them, and they would take care of or anybody that came to Vegas. So it's a burlesque show. There's some really good dancing and some excellent singing, and a lot of joking around, a lot of fun, a lot of sexy stuff. And just a lot of fun. The show's not big. The show's in a very narrow theater. The theater might have seated 150 people. Most of I've been there twice now, and both times the theater was maybe half full. So I don't know how much longer that show's going to go in Vegas, but I know the performers won't have any problem finding work somewhere else. They're all very talented, and the show is a lot of fun. Zombie Burlesque at the Miracle Mile shops. And that was it for the shows that we saw in Vegas. I hope that you got something from this. There's always a underlying theme in all the shows that I've seen. And lately, it's whether or not I see a rock show in Milwaukee or a cabaret show in Vegas. They have a message, and they get their message out. The performers get their message out of acceptance and love and understanding. And it's just, it's almost like they all got a memo. All performers in America got a memo how they need to tell everybody that we need to accept one another for who they are. But as a trans woman, it just makes you feel really cool when you're sitting in there, and it's almost like they're playing to you, they're talking to you when they give out these messages. But I don't need that message. Maybe some other people do in the audience, but maybe not. But I don't need the message, but it's nice to hear. So this was short. I hope you guys got this. I hope you can understand me. I'm in a nightclub, trying to get time to post these videos and talk about my vacation, my Vegas vacation. Since we're at about 9 minutes here in the video, I want to tell you, I'm all about safety and taking care of yourself. My friend stayed out a little bit too late one night and ran into a nuthead that had a problem with trans women, and was yelling at her, making all kinds of comments, derogatory comments about her being a man in a dress, things like that. Police were called, and my friend was very calm, and she de-escalated, and she tried to de-escalate as much as she could, and not let it ramp up into a hands-on type of situation. Police were called. and cameras, videotape was replayed of what he was doing to her at the bar and how he was talking to her, and he was put in handcuffs and hauled away. And my friend went home, went to her room, and went to bed. I go to bed at an earlier hour, and there aren't as many knuckleheads running around when I go to bed. But she wanted to stay out late, and we were in the same casino, and she felt safe. And as it turned out, she was fine. But if you stay out late and you do stupid things at stupid times with stupid people, don't be surprised as a trans woman if you run into some issues occasionally. Just something to think about. Keep in mind. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please subscribe. Find me on Facebook, Rachel Rollins, or find me on Instagram, Rachel Aaron Rollins, and like this video and comment on it. And love and peace to you all, and let's just try to accept one another for who they are.